Yo, what's up guys? I'm Mark Howard. Today I'm going to help you guys learn to wheelie. The wheelie is a really fun trick and really cool to impress your friends and other riders with, but it takes a lot of time, a lot of practice, and there's a lot of little things to it to learn before you're really going to be able to master it. Bike choice really doesn't matter. You can wheelie on pretty much any kind of bike. I mean, I did have a harder time wheeling on BMX bikes a little bit for whatever reason, but full suspension, hardtail, downhill bike, cross-country bike, and can be a little bit harder depending how far forward you are in the stem. But yeah, any kind of bike you can really wheel on. Raising your seat up will help a lot too. You don't want it all the way up, but you don't want it too low either. One thing that a lot of riders have a hard time with when you first start wheeling is getting the front wheel even up off the ground high enough to find the balancing point. It's something that really going to take practice, but it's not a matter of brute strength and just pulling up on the bars. The thing that's really going to get your front wheel off the ground is just the pedal. Now, as far as gear choice, you don't want to be in too low a gear, too easy. I mean, it will make it a lot easier to get the front wheel up off the ground, but then once you do, you're just going to be spinning your cranks. So now if you're in too hard a gear, too high a gear, it's going to be harder to, you're just not going to really be able to get the front wheel up. So it's finding the middle ground. I find, like, for me, usually like the third gear down, fourth gear, like a good middle gear is good, and that'll help you really be able to get the front wheel off the ground. Now, the key to being able to hold a wheelie for time is you got to find the balancing point, and you'll know it when you find it. There's this certain point on the back wheel that you're just going to kind of glide along effortlessly, and that's the key to being able to hold wheelies. So it's going to take practice, but trust me, you'll know it when you feel it. It's just a certain point where you just feel like, oh yeah, I'm in the balancing point. Alright, so here I'm using my stronger leg to push down. That's what gives you that boost to get the front wheel up. At the same time, I'm leaning back, shifting my weight over the rear tire. That combo is what lifts the front end. Alright, so something a lot of riders struggle with, and that's once you get the front wheel up and you find the balancing point, you loop out. And the way to prevent that is by tapping your back brake. Really, when you're doing wheelies, you want to keep one finger on your back brake at all times. That way, as soon as you feel yourself getting too far back, just lightly tap it, and it's going to bring you down. Now, if you tap your brake too hard, bam, going to slam your front wheel down, and that's not really what you want to do. So you're going to have to find the point of just tapping it just right to keep you there. Now, also something else riders struggle with when doing wheelies is, okay, you got the front wheel up and you can't keep it up. It just falls back down. And the way to do this is just kind of lean back and just give more pedal strokes. You feel yourself starting to front wheel drop, just put in a couple more cranks, lean back a little bit, and that's going to help you keep it up. So you're just constantly like feathering back brake, pedaling, leaning back, and yeah, that's really how you're going to do it. It's almost like you're doing a little dance on the bike to keep it in the right position. Another thing I've had riders tell me that they struggle with is, yeah, they could get the front wheel up, but then they start getting offside, and that happens especially when you're doing it at lower speeds. Like when you're starting from a slow pace and get the front wheel up, you're gonna kind of get off balance. And the way to deal with this is just move your hips to the opposite side of whichever way you're struggling with. And sometimes you could even do something a little more exaggerated. Like sometimes I like to put a foot out. I found that helps me. Sometimes more with like high speed wheelies. Maybe I'm wheeling or manually down a hill and I get off balance. I'll just put my foot out and that'll help me correct back into place. Don't be too afraid of looping out. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world. If you really are getting to that point where you're going to fall back, just fall back off the back of the bike. You can easily just jump off, and it's not going to be that scary. So that's one thing people worry about, like, oh, I don't want to loop out, I'm afraid to loop out, but don't really worry about it that much because you'll be able to just jump off the back of the bike easily, and that's why you don't want to be clipped in. Another thing that really helped me was just giving myself like a visual marker. So like you could put a stick on the ground, or if you're out in the dirt, you can just like draw some lines in the dirt. You can use a stick, rock, gloves, whatever. But having like a point where you're looking ahead, that's the other thing you want to focus on when you're doing wheelies. It's kind of tempting to just look down at your front wheel, but you want to look ahead. You want to look where you're going, and having that little point on the ground of, okay, I'm going to wheelie from here to there. And that'll really help you. And then once you get to that point, that mark where you put, move a little farther back. And that's one thing that I did that really helped me, was just having like a visual of, okay, I'm gonna make it to that line in the dirt right there, or I'm gonna make it to where I got my glove set it down. And just having that visual will really help you, I found, keep the wheelie up, because it gives you like a goal. Okay, I'm feeling the front wheel start to drop, but I'm going to pedal a little bit harder because I'm going to make it to that line. And yeah, that's something that really helped me. That practicing on a slight uphill can really help you get the front wheel off the ground. You'll really notice, I've had some riders tell me like, yeah, that really helped your uphill tip. So really give that a try if you've been struggling to get the front wheel up. And yeah, it's something that's going to take practice. Don't think you're going to learn to wheelie overnight. I've been doing wheelies for over 20 years. I started learning when I was 12. And it takes time. It can take years to really be able to get the wheelie. So don't get frustrated if you're not learning it right away. It's going to take time, but the more you practice, the more you're going to get it. Easier it's going to get, the more fun it's going to be. Alright, so I've given you guys a lot of tips to help you learn to wheelie, help you get the front wheel up, keep it up, find the balancing point, not loop out, stay straight when you get off track. But something else I want to touch on, there's definitely some wrong ways to practice wheelies. I started learning wheelies when I was like 12 years old, and I didn't have anybody to really show me. There wasn't really YouTube back then, or any kind of riding videos or tips, so I just had to figure it out on my own. And I made two major mistakes that I paid for. And that is, one, I don't know why I did this, but I tried to learn to wheelie standing up. I remember being in my grandparents' backyard and just like standing up on this old Specialized rock hopper I had, and just, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. And the other even bigger mistake I made was I did all that clipped in. So yeah, one day, I'll never forget, I was on my grandparents' basketball court, standing up, doing wheelies, think I had it, bam, freaking looped out, bam, hit my back, hit my head hard on the cement. And I got up from that and I was like, what the heck? And after that, I was like, I gotta find another way to try to learn to wheelie. And that's when I was like, hey, maybe I should try to sit down and do this. And yeah, from there, that's when I really started progressing in the wheelies. So yeah, definitely don't stand up. Definitely don't do it clipped in. So even though you can have clipless pedals and ride clipped in, but when you're practicing, just on clip and keep your feet just regular on the pedals. That will save you a lot of pain, and it'll just give you a little more confidence knowing you're not stuck to the pedals. Yeah, if you like this video and you feel it helped you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep making videos like this.